Uh, yeah, perfect. So now we talk about mixed panel, right? And we already have uh, a very clear idea about why we going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's jump directly to the mixed panel. And again, a lot of time mixed panel actually having a lot of flows. You want me to maybe let's create a new project. Let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Again, let's do one thing. Let me let me refresh it. Let me just get back to it, right? So earlier we were doing for the B2C, B2B and B2C SaaS project. I guess let's do it something else. पहले session में मैं किसी और session में B2C product कर रहा था. Let's talk about e-commerce,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
sure, sure.
Right, let's talk about e-commerce, right? Because e-commerce is right now, it's again it's very important, because B2B is somewhere it's actually don't have a lot of data, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
let's
that
talk
is
about
true.
e-commerce. So again, so it's very simple. You need to just log in, you need to just fill your details, Harish, and what you need to do is you just need to add a sample data. That's it. That's
Mm-hmm.
it, right? Now there's the reports which coming on the table, and again, Harish, we're going to go very slow,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're going to go very slow. There are reports called insights, flows, funnel, and retention, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go very slow with all these reports. Not like we're gonna pick uh like we're gonna pick every report, but the point is we're gonna go very slow, because ultimately we need to understand everything over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So conversion from search to purchase. Let's just click this out and let's see what exactly the report looks like. Correct. This is for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Let's do for 7 days. Uh, Now, as a product manager or as a layman, you can understand over here. Like people are searching, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They actually going on a detail page, item detail page, correct? What they're
Yeah.
doing, they're going on a delivery method, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this much of users are actually dropping off
Mm-hmm.
91.6%, right?
Yeah.
And this is a rate where the people are actually purchasing the product. It's
Mm-hmm.
less than 1.24. It's nearly 1.2%, right? Which is not a good
Yeah,
number.
one. Mm.
Again, when you talk about it's less than 1%. So now you can see the flow right over here.
Yeah.
Harish,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, I can.
Like
Yeah, I can.
could you interpret it why they are dropping off? Maybe what's the reason of dropping off? What's the reason why they are not purchasing a product? And this is very simple, right? People search for it.
Maybe like the products what they're having, users might not be interested for that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And also like users are coming on, see after giving the set they are coming on to the landing page, but after that they are not going into that page. Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
So most
now,
probably they would have not been interested with the product, the kind of product, or maybe we need to change the right audience. We need to choose the right target audience to have
and
more conversion in the delivery.
Harish, now you need to understand one thing over here, right?
Hmm.
Um, just look this data. I'm not like again, we are not talking in terms of a product manager. What we are doing is we are actually understanding it a very layman term, right? Because this data is actually showing a real-time data. So now you can understand one thing, correct?
Hmm.
That people are searching, which is 25,000 or somewhere 26,000, right? Which is
Yeah.
actually it's again an item detail page में का मतलब ये है कि if I'm going on Flipkart,
Hmm.
just talking about it, right? And then I'm going on a heater, let's suppose.
Hmm.
So this is not an item detail page. Item detail page is like this one.
Hmm.
This is item detail page, right? And
Yeah.
now a person which coming on an item detail page, he is actually going directly to the delivery method, right? Like
Hmm.
delivery method means like again checking the pin code and pushing up the button, right? Like maybe जो भी है, like again I let me check, and he is directly uh going for the add to card or a buy now in this case.
Hmm.
But ultimately you need to understand one thing: from item detail page to delivery method added, there's
Hmm.
a huge drop.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a huge drop, right? There's a huge drop which coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the people who are actually going forward, they don't have, maybe they maybe there are case where delivery is actually paid. Maybe there are chances where actually delivery taking a lot of time. There are a lot of chances where actually you are not able to track your pin code. There are a lot of time, there are a lot of things which actually happens, right? But the point is, there's a huge drop right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a huge drop, right? There's a huge drop which is actually coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So now
Yeah.
what you need to do is you need to start talking about which again, delivery method added, and again you need to create a cohort out of it. Like cohort
Mm-hmm.
means, like again, a different set of users which are coming on your platform and doing a different thing. Correct. So अभी
Yeah.
थोड़ा सा मतलब इसको slowly slowly देख रहे हैं, ठीक है? We just going on very very thin line, right?
Mm-hmm.
ठीक है? तो आपने ये चीज को देख लिया. Now what you're doing is you're breaking down this.
Yeah.
Item detail page, ठीक है. Step 3 is delivery method added. You already know that item details page पे कोई problem नहीं आ रही है. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
already getting the users. We are already getting the people on the item details page, and people are happy. Where the drop off coming is on delivery method added.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So now let's check about what's happening in delivery detail page. Correct. And blue
Mm-hmm.
indicates that do not convert, and it red it means it's converted. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you can see, people who are coming on the item detail page and going on this, maybe they have did not convert it just because of several reasons, I guess, like other events. Let's talk about other events. Uh, so in this, you can check it out that landing page loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Harish,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a landing page loaded which is actually dropping off the users. There's other events. Again, we can name that other events. Maybe we can add something to it, but again the people are dropping off. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people who are not even you can see not even able to click the pages, right? So let's 61 of the user did not landing page loaded one step after. Correct. So
Mm-hmm.
again, there are certain things which you need to understand over here, that maybe there are other events you need to also interpret it, that okay, what all other events could be. Maybe we can add the other events over here. Like we can also
Mm-hmm.
add it. But again, this is something which you also need to understand, that okay, why a person who's actually coming on the page and clicking on the item detail page, he might be interested in buying this product. That's why
Mm-hmm.
he searched for it. That's why he actually come on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
But now, uh, when you talk about buying the product, or maybe delivery method added, he's not able to check out, or maybe he's not completing the checkout button, right? There's a very less number of people who are actually completing the checkout. Now, let's talk about the people who have dropped off. The people who are
Mm-hmm.
buyed it, they're landing the page and they have bought the product. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It means बहुत कम ऐसी जनता है जो डिलीवरी मेथड ऐड मतलब डिलीवरी पेज पे आ पा रही है. There are a lot of जनता जो मतलब the loading time is so much that people are not able to get on that. So there are things where you need to understand that okay, now अगर एक बंदा गिर जाता है, if the person is not able to convert, like a user is not converted, what he's doing is um now he's also joining the loyalty program, right? So now he's check. ये मतलब flow है अभी. We are just joining loyalty program, other events, drop off. Again, this is just a flow. I'm just showing you just a flow, right? We will talk
Yeah.
about in detail technically everything. Again, when you talk about item detail page, there are going to be two things over here. Maybe a delivery method is not properly added, or it's maybe it might be have again the loading time is very long. I
Okay.
guess Harish, your background is very noisy. I'm very sorry. Please do not.
Background. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Hold on. Now it's fine, right?
It's fine. It's better, right? So now, because ultimately this requires a lot of concentration, Harish. I'm really sorry, right?
Mm,
So when you talk about a delivery method added over here, you can figure
mm,
out that okay, if property total conversion kitna hai, item detail page kitna hai, delivery method added, people are actually sticking on it for 315 seconds, and again it's 4.21 conversion. It's a flow rate, and 181 is the unique users which are come down to delivery method added. Like
mm,
again, uh, also what you can do is you can understand that reports over here,
mm,
drop off kya hai, and again these are the things which you can understand and can see around, right? Again, I'm just showing you just a data set just to understand that how the things works, correct? Let's come back to the dashboard.
mm,
uh, we have already seen that people are searching for the item, and I actually also they are what they are doing is they're adding again they're adding to the cart, or maybe they are just sticking on the item details, but they are not able to get that delivery added method, right? uh
yeah.
Payment method added is also very less, just because delivery method
Mm,
is very less right now. So now
yes.
what we need to do is, again, let's come back. uh can we add more things? Can we add more details over here? Can we add
Mm,
more funnel? Like, let's talk about, if we talk about item detail page to delivery method added, can we add
mm,
something in between?
yes.
What we can add? Like, if person is coming on this platform and they are clicking on this,
Mm,
and they are actually going for the delivery method, right? So what
mm.
is delivery method basically, Harish?
Delivery method means they are going to the buy now or click now. They're going to cart.
Exactly. If
Mm,
person is going on buy now, so that means he automatically is landing to this page, right?
yeah, yeah.
Correct. Correct. And
Yes.
again, when you talk about payment method added, you need to just add a payment, right, and complete the purchase. That's it.
Mm,
Now, when you
mm,
talk about this page, people are actually dropping off on this,
mm, mm,
right? People are dropping off on this page. Can we add something else so to make the conversion more? Because right now you can see that people are adding and they are going on the delivery method, but they are dropping like
dropping from
84.5%
item
people
detail
are dropping.
pages.
Can we do something in between? Can we add more funnel to it?
Yeah.
What kind of funnel we can add? This is just a graph, right? So
Mm,
we can do this again. This is all just, this is showing same thing, but what we are doing is we are just changing the graph,
mm,
right? So yeah, so what we can add on to it, Harish, like how we can make the conversion better. Mm-hmm.
mm, no idea. You
Exactly.
can't.
No idea, right? So
Mm,
uh anything you want to, maybe you want to think that okay, Ritik, can we add like can we help them to automate this process? Like in this case, we already have a delivery address. If we want to add some new address every single time, people will
mm,
automatically gonna drop off,
mm.
right? Can
Yeah,
we have some kind of a coupon code over here?
yeah, yeah.
Can we have something called maybe like a spin wheel type, where people are spinning the wheel and they are getting any kind of an offer, and then they are actually going on the delivery address? Because you cannot find, and again, can we set up a timer over here? You can see the
Mm,
timer over like add to cart, like again over here, but you can't see
mm,
the timer over here, right? So it's again,
mm,
can we do something? Can we change the funnel? All this
mm,
actually get included, right, in mix panel. Now you need to
mm,
understand one thing over here, that in any case, if something, and we are talking about the e-commerce over here, if we
mm,
talk about any other project, the things might be different, correct?
mm,
So again, now what we need to do is we need to talk around the certain flows. We need to
mm,
talk around the insights of the data. Let's talk about
mm,
it. Let's not basically, like again, what we are doing is we are just finding out the insights, like where the people are coming from, and
mm,
like if they are going on a platform, what actually they are doing, and what kind of an audience we are catering. So now
mm,
what we do is we just gonna go for the, like again,
mm,
we're gonna go for the events and cohorts. So select the
mm,
property. We need to select the property, like uh, are the people who are multi-day browsing the
mm,
application, or the people are
mm,
mobile multi
mm,
purchasers are people who are actually purchase multiple items in a one go, right?
mm,
Multi-day browser, like not finding what they want. Again, they come to your platform, they don't buy anything, and they again come to your platform again and again. And that's the people who are actually a multi-day browsers. New customer, like again, a new customer, the people who are actually purchasing in first 30 days coming to your
mm,
platform. New loyalty
mm,
program shoppers, and again these are the things which actually includes. What we are doing is we are actually talking about the mobile multi purchasers, right? User who
mm,
have made the multiple purchases through the mobile app in their cart. Now
mm,
it says we will take the 30-day start over here. We figure out, let's also let's talk about event. Let's talk about the
mm,
people who have complete the purchases,
mm,
right? Like you can see the people who have completed the purchases are very less. uh
mm,
let's add another event. Let's add item detail page, like how many
mm,
people are getting into the item detail page. Now you can check that even less people are getting into item detail page. What you need to do is over here, you need to understand that if something is going wrong between the person who is actually adding the, maybe like again going on the item description to the
mm,
delivery page, what all you can change it out, and what kind of a
mm,
customers which are coming down to you. Like again, a mobile multi purchaser are the people who are coming to you and buying the product. It's not like they are
mm,
not buying the product, but ultimately they are also dropping.
mm,
Means it's actually have a leak, actually have a serious problem over here. If we
mm,
don't talk about mobile multi purchaser, if we talk about any other people over here, let's talk about, if we talk about like just a second, this is a total count of people who are coming to your platform,
mm,
right? There are total count of people who are actually the 215.8K people who are coming to your platform, and they are actually again they are using your platform, but it doesn't
mm,
indicates you that if they are purchasing or not, right? So we're gonna talk about, and again this is something which actually you also need to understand that okay, you need to interpret it all the data over here
mm,
at the metrics events. uh let's talk about people, how many people are searching for it.
mm,
It means like even if you talk about searches, it means that 173 people are actually used in the 30 days, and these are the people who are coming up with a query, and these are the
mm,
stats. like like
mm,
maybe 162 1626 people coming to your platform, and
mm,
they are actually doing something, like again they are clicking on the platform, they are having an activity. So this is a tracked activity over here. So abundant cart, let's talk about abundant cart. You know what
mm.
what is abundant cart is?
Yeah, go out of the cart actually.
Exactly. Let's talk about it. And it's very
Mm,
interesting. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about unique users
mm,
that are coming on your platform and abandoned. And let's talk about funnel report. Just a second. I also going to explain you how to like what all the steps you need to complete. But right now, what we are doing is we uh, just
mm,
also what you need to do is anytime between the funnel analysis you need to take two steps over here, right? Like let's
mm,
talk about abundant cart से पहले के दो या बाद का कोई भी, मतलब let's talk about abundant cart then search, or maybe you can talk
mm,
about abundant cart then delivery method added. Maybe you can
mm,
talk add to cart. Let's talk about add to
mm,
cart. Let's talk about it.
mm,
इसमें abundant cart से add to cart करते हैं देखो. इसमें
mm,
लेते हैं abundant cart and let's talk about add to cart.
mm,
Now you can check In add to cart and abandoned cart, people are dropping less.
Mm.
Right? We can also check about payment method added, or maybe join a
Mm.
loyalty program. How many people are
Mm.
joining your loyalty program? You can
Mhm.
check it out. Like the people who are abandoning the cart and how many people are joining your loyalty program. You can also add more things over here. Let's talk about session started review. You already know about these terms, no? Like again, item detail page, add to
Mm.
cart, abandoned
That
cart, join loyalty,
that
complete
that
purchase.
I know. That I know.
Exactly. So now we talk about complete purchase.
Mm.
So we can have again, we have something like
Item
share item.
item detail page you put it. So now
No,
we
no,
can check like.
no, no. Right now, what we are doing is we just understanding that okay. Let's talk like again. Let me tell you one thing over here. So Harish, let's talk about again. What we are doing is we are on a Flipkart right now. Again, this looks little bit confusing, but it's your day one. And let me make it little slow. Slow.
Mm.
So you are on a Flipkart right now, right? About Flipkart,
Mm.
and now what you need to do is you figure out two things over here that people need again going on cart and they abandoning the cart. Abandoning the
Mm.
cart means they are removing their item,
Mm.
right? Again, they are removing their item and the people are not purchasing it. Again,
Mhm.
there are several type of people who come to you, right? Maybe
Mm.
they add to the cart, but they forget to place the order. Second type of people, right? Third,
Mm.
they have put in the wrong address.
Mm.
Fourth, they actually have added it a wrong product.
Mhm.
A lot of things which you need to understand. But your focus should be the people who have placed the order. Now
Mm.
you see a specific funnel. Like let's talk
Mm.
about a person who is coming on your platform. He's searching for a maybe a mobile phone. I'm
Mm.
just giving a rough example.
Mm.
What he's doing is he's clicking on the mobile phone, and a normal user behavior is like buy now and add to cart, right? He's
Mm.
buy now the
Yeah.
product, and now what he's doing is he clicked the delivery option,
Mm.
correct? Delivery option is added. Again, this is a funnel, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
funnel. And now what he needs to do is he just need to continue to confirm the email, and again there are steps. Again, I can't order this, right? So again,
Mm.
this is this is the payment methods he needs to click, and then after there's no cash on delivery. Now a person
Mm.
is coming to this and he's not again going for the payment option, so it means that
Mm.
might be there are option where people actually wants to get on a cash on delivery, but the option is not
Mhm.
available. So for the Flipkart, this entire process get filled
Mm.
because I have dropped off from this process.
Mhm.
Correct,
Mm.
Harish. Now as a
Yes.
product manager, what you need to do is you need to just check it out. Like आपको नहीं पता कि मैं अगर मैं मिक्स पैनल नहीं यूज करूंगा तो आपको नहीं पता चलेगा कि ऋतिक इस पेज पे आके यहाँ पे ड्रॉप ऑफ हो गया.
Mm.
करेक्ट. You never know that, right? So now what you need to do is हो सकता है ऋतिक जैसे हजार लोग आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पे आते हैं, thousands of people are coming on the platform and they're dropping off
Mm.
because there's no cash on delivery, or maybe there's sometimes when your card get filled,
Mm.
you add
Yes.
your card details and your card details failed, right? Maybe there are a point where the interest rate is actually the interest rate are actually very high,
Mhm.
right? Now you can
Yes.
check this out. Like there's a bank offer of 1,500 and this again. So there are a lot of times again, Harish, what you need to understand over here through the mix panel, you need to check your own, you need to create your own funnel over here.
Mhm.
This is just a
Yeah.
sample data, Harish. This is just
Okay.
a sample data. So now
Mm.
अगर अगर मैं इस चीज को सब कुछ delete करता हूँ, let's I'm just deleting everything over here. Now as a product manager, what you need to do is you need to just understand why are people are dropping off,
Mm.
right? Why people are actually going on this entire page doing entire steps. Again, this requires at least 5 steps over here, right, to reach out to this page,
Mm. Yes.
right? After reaching out to this page, it's a high probability a person wants to buy this phone,
Yes.
correct,
Yes.
Harish?
Yes.
There's a high probability if people, like again, a person who don't want to buy a product, he will not gonna go on this page, correct, entire page.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you also need to understand that if person is clicking on EMI, you need to check that. And how you gonna check it? You're gonna check through the mixed panel. A person is getting on the EMI option and maybe then he has dropped off. Maybe he click on cash on delivery, but it's not applicable. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
his UPI ID got failed. There are a lot of things, right, which you also need to understand. Correct. So
Yes.
if person is making the payment, let me make like again, let me just uh do the things, right. So uh, just a second. Let's this is also a step over here, right?
Mm.
This is a step over here.
Yeah.
And this is a enter in valid UPI ID. This is an invalid UPI ID, right? Now, if I add, what I'm doing is I'm just showing you that what exactly you need to track. It's verified, correct. Now,
Mm.
if I go to on pay button, again, this is a loading page. This is entire thing right over here, which is another step, which is a next level step, right? My purchase is not right. There was a technical error at the back end,
Mm.
correct. Now,
Mm.
this is a funnel. Correct. Now, a
Yeah.
person who's actually clicked the product, I actually want to buy a 11,000 piece phone, and this things comes up because Flipkart don't again Flipkart की गलती नहीं है ये. Flipkart is don't, actually it's not a like again is they actually offering you everything, but in your case your card is not working. In your case, your funnel is actually broken. Their funnel is all
Mm.
right, right? Your
Mm.
payment method is not perfect. Now in
Mm.
this, what exactly Harish you need to do is as a product manager, अब इस situation में क्या करोगे? You already know that your customer is coming, and let's suppose I'm the not only one who is facing this problem. There are 10,000 of people who are facing this problem,
Mm-hmm.
and
Then
10,000
we.
exactly. Now, what you need to do is you need to understand the funnel, correct?
Mm.
So, how are you going to understand it? You're going to go for steps, select the steps, right? So, let's talk about you go for search first,
Mm.
right? Then you go for maybe what about add to cart, correct?
Yeah. Take
The
a.
item details page. Let's talk about item detail page,
Mm.
correct? Then you go for uh, add to cart,
Mm.
correct? Then you go for people who are actually adding their payments,
Mm.
correct? Then you go for maybe a delivery method added.
Mm.
Maybe it can be first, it can be second. Like again, it all depends, right? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna also understand how many people are actually sharing the items,
Mm.
correct? You also need to understand how many people are sharing the items. Also, you need to understand how many are making the complete purchase. This is all the funnel over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a funnel, right?
Yeah.
you, Now you have understood one thing over here. The people who are sharing the items, like
Mm.
the traffic which is coming from sharing, it's actually it's completing 100%.
Mm.
Harish, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
People
Got
who
it.
have
Got it.
shared the item have completed the payment, have completed the purchase. It means there high probability of people who are actually sharing the items, they need the product. So as a
Mm.
product manager, what you need to do is you need to focus more towards people who can share their product easily. Maybe you
Yes.
can add more feature to it. Maybe you can add a
Mm.
more feasible feature where people
Mm.
can share the things,
Mm.
right? Share
Mm.
it maybe more frequently or something.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
This is something which you need to understand. Okay. Also you need to also interpret a lot of things over here. Again, it all comes down to your interpretation, right? And that's how it's backed by the data. So now when you talk about 100 people are searching for it, item detail pay add to cart, again people are dropping off. Payment method added, a huge number of people actually have dropped off.
32 to 65. Yeah.
It's 100% of people actually have dropped off from.
Mm.
So now you also need to understand what exactly you need to do. Like people who are adding to the card and they are adding the payment method are actually very different. Now,
Mm.
you if you want to do maybe adding something else, maybe you talk about. Search is an experimental starting, session end. Like session end means a person who actually dropped off
Mm-hmm.
platform. Again, there are very, again, बहुत कम ही लोग हैं जो product ले रहे हैं. Now,
Mm-hmm.
now you can see around this. So ये 30 days का start है. We can take the 3 months also. But things will not change. Things will be same because there's a huge drop off right now. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you need to check this out. That again, this is 00000. So as a product manager, what you need to do is it's all flow. ये अभी right now what you're doing is you are just understanding it. Maybe you want to understand add to cart के अंदर क्या क्या हो रहा है. Whether people are actually dropping off. So you can
Yeah.
understand that 26.4% dropped off from the step number one. And there's a 13,565 unique user dropped off. And 56,758 completed this step. Now what you need to do is view as flow 2 to 3. Let me. Now you also need to check. Again, this is not done by us, so what we can do is we can interpret the things over here. Otherwise अगर ये हमने किया होता तो हम इसका like again we can actually can mention a lot of names over here. Like maybe we can add a lot of filters over here. We still can add a lot of filters, but right now what I'm doing is I'm just concentrating on the first thing over here, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these are the things which you need to understand. And okay, when we talk about a user flow, we can talk about this thing as well. Landing page, item detail page, add to cart. Again, like how many people are actually coming up, like what kind of customers are coming up. And again, these are the things which you also need to understand, like you need to interpret it over here. So again, थोड़ा सा मिक्सचर है, बट अगेन यू विल बी अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट हरीश. थोड़ा सा मतलब अभी मुझे भी थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा समझाने में, बिकॉज अगेन आई नीड टू take every report over here. We are haven't taken any report. Correct. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
थोड़ा सा हम अभी डेमो डेटा पे काम कर रहे हैं, तो we will be interpreting a lot of things. uh, मतलब कोई डाउट है क्या इसमें अभी तक कोई कोई.
No, no, there is not a.
राइट. सो अभी तक रिटेंशन की हमने बात नहीं करी है. अभी हमने फ्लो रिपोर्ट्स की बात करी है, फनल इनसाइट्स रिपोर्ट्स की बात करी है. नाउ now as a product manager, you have understood one thing over here, that people who are actually buying the product and adding, maybe they're buying a product versus they are looking for the product, or maybe they are going on the product info page. There is a huge gap. Correct.
Yes.
There is a
Mm.
huge gap. Now as a product manager, you have understood the gap. Now what you need to do is just need to perform, like again, you have got to know that okay, if somebody is actually sharing the product, there's a high probability of the people who are actually buying it also. Let me show you one thing over here. So now what we're gonna do is, again, this is was from the e-commerce. That's why again there's a huge drop. We also talk about insights over here. uh, just a second. तो insights नहीं, हम थोड़ा सा flows की बात करते हैं. So when we talk about flow, again, you have understood that okay, review payments पे कब जाता है, and again there are a lot of steps. Let's go on a review payment. Now if person is going on a review payment page, and again, okay, so just wanted to understand from your side, can you understand what exactly it's showing you, what it's representing, this basic dashboard? Let me.
This one, this
Yeah.
one, it is showing about the review payment and the search result and the
Mm-hmm,
percentage of search and right from the item detail page, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Uh, Again, I guess we need to do one more thing over here. uh, so right now you need to understand one thing. Here is a person who is actually review payment is always a step, right? Now which actually there are a lot of people who are coming on your platform. There are several kind of people. Maybe the people who are searching the results, add to cart किया हुआ है, account create किया है नया, right? And they're reviewing the payment. There are times where actually a person is searching and searching for the product, and he's also reviewing the payment. maybe a person who's adding to the cart and also reviewing the payment. Account create किया है and again payment review कर रहा है. Other events like कुछ भी करके मतलब again there are a lot of things which you also need to interpret it हुए हैं. मैं आपको एक और चीज दिखाता हूँ which actually gives you the better understanding over here. Just a second. Let me add a funnel. Now, item category, cart value, number of purchases, event names, country, description ID. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about number of purchases over here. Number of purchases, value we're gonna take 3 or maybe 2. 3. Just a second. Again, we will going to do a small case study. You will going to understand it. Ultimately, what I'm doing is I'm just showcasing the proper things to you. आज मैं सब चीजें आपको एकदम मतलब आई गेस मैं थोड़ा सा ऊपर से समझा दूंगा सारी चीजें एंड देन वी कैन गो इन डिटेल्स टुडे राइट. आज थोड़ा सा आप भी रिसर्च कर लेना देन व्हाट वी कैन डू इज एट 8:30 वी गोना गो इन डीप टुवर्ड्स इट राइट. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू जस्ट कि एक थोड़ा सा आइडिया मिल जाएगा आपको. जस्ट आई एम गिविंग यू एन आइडिया एंड आफ्टर दैट वी कैन गो ऑन इन डिटेल्स राइट. सो अभी एक और करते हैं, एक चीज और करते हैं आपके साथ. आई गेस this will gives you a better understanding. And again, this is looking very like again this looks very confusing, but it's not. Once you go through everything now, it becomes very easy for you because ultimately it's more easier than a Google Analytics. It's much easier, and also it's actually it's very compatible to use. Just a second, let me. Now again there are certain things which you also need because we have taken in e-commerce. That's why there are a lot of things, right? So even if we are adding a cart, there are a lot of time where we get suggestions, product suggestions also, right? So that's how also we have dropped off. And again there's a lot of things. So able I suggest items पे जाता हूँ and then I can give you an idea. And today Harish, we also going to do a small case studies over here, राइट मतलब हम आज 8:30 पे इसके केस स्टडी करेंगे, प्रॉपर केस स्टडी. आई गेस इन दैट केस यू विल गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इट एंड what you need to do is you just need to join from your laptop because end of the day you're going to do that case study.
Sure, I will join it.
You're going to do that case study, right? So what we can do is account created. मैं आपको और क्या दिखा सकता हूँ. We can go for the users, I guess. You will get confused. Sites पे रहने देते हैं. So again case study अभी कर सकते हैं क्या? Let me just search around it. Like if we go for the case study. So again, so Harish, basically what I'm showing over here is like even in the cases go for retention, funnel and flow. Insights, flows and funnel are very easy, but retention is little bit strategic, right? It's little bit not confusing, but again it's little bit on a certain note, right? So like you can see that total profiles kitni hai, kitna day mein visit kiya hai, and you need to also interpret a lot of things over here. You can do one thing, Harish. Right now again I have actually shown you everything over here, like most of the part you have already seen over here. Let's do one thing, Harish. Let's sit at 8:30, right? And let's do a case study because ultimately अगर मैं इसको थ्योरी की तरह समझाऊंगा ना तो समझ में नहीं आएगा आपको ये.
Okay.
है ना. अगर मैं इसको थ्योरी में समझाऊंगा ना you will not able to understand. Let's do one thing. Let's sit at 8:30 and let's do a case study.
Sure.
तब तक आप भी थोड़ा सा इसको देख लो. And again it's very easy. And at least create an account. That's it.
No problem.
Otherwise मैं मतलब इसमें इतना ज्यादा मुझे समझाने का है नहीं, I guess. Ultimately it's all about interpreting the things. So what we can
Hmm.
do is we can talk about a case study today at 8:30, right? And then you can understand it very clearly. अभी
Fine.
जितना मैं आपको समझाऊंगा ना, अभी मजा नहीं आएगा आपको समझने में भी.
Fine. Fine. Okay.
ठीक है. So let's do one thing. Let's sit at 8:30 and make sure that join with the laptop because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
it
to
is
do
there.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
Harish. Let's
Hmm.
let's let's catch up at 8:30 today.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect. Bye bye. Harish, take
Bye.
care.